Welcome back to Star Trek Online, everybody. I'm your host, the Housecoat Gamer. It is time for fluid dynamics. We're going into fluidic space. And we're not just going into fluidic space. Try not to provoke the Undine. It is not your day to die. Cute. Real cute. We're going into fluidic space with the flagship of the Klingon fleet, or at least the same class as the flagship, the Bortasqu. In this case, the Tier 6 engineering variant of the Bortasqu, the Kahless. As you might guess, I prefer the tactical variant, Martok. Because Martok. I mean, Martok is the best Klingon ever.
Welcome to the CUDA system. I am Admiral Tuvok of the USS Voyager. I will provide tactical assistance on this mission. Thank you. Your meteoric rise through the ranks is well known to me as well. Sensors indicate the division between normal and fluidic space is thinner here, making crossing much easier. The Undine have used this location in the past. We will use it now. The majority of the fleet will remain here to protect this area. Our team will enter fluidic space, locate, and then survey the Borg presence there. If possible, we will destroy it. When you are ready, Voyager will open the singularity.
The Bortasqu is a big, ugly ship. And as you might be able to notice, has more than a few similarities to the Moog. Foop. 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 But that begs the question of why they thought it was not a good idea to give it cannon capability.
We have made a successful transition into fluidic space. Unlike our own, this dimension is filled with an organic fluid. The main indigenous life form is species 8472. Sensors are detecting a Borg signature nearby. Your vessel will take the lead in the investigation. We will follow.
I really hate fluidic space. It is a pain to keep yourself from drifting. On an unrelated subject, why give this thing the ability to mount dual cannons when it really is pointless? The only dual cannons that are useful to this thing are wide arcs, and that's not much. Let's be honest, this thing's about as agile as the Odyssey. And while I know the legendary Odyssey can mount dual cannons, what's the point? It's not agile enough for that. The Moog, sure, if you've got 2 RCS consoles and an insane amount of turn rate. But not this. Not this. Beam banks are a lot more practical.
We've been examining the data on the interplexing beacons, and we believe we may have discovered a vulnerability in the Borg subspace carrier wave technology. If it's acceptable to you, I would like the Venture to remain here and run some tests while you investigate the signal. We may not get another opportunity.
Sure. Take your not galaxy and study the interplexing beacons. It's not like it's gonna help you one bit. I will admit, those cannon ports may be for door knockers.
This landmass is unique in fluidic space. It is not a planet by Starfleet definitions. If I had to categorize it, I would say it is similar to the coral reefs found in Earth's oceans. The ground itself is a framework for living creatures. Fascinating. We are detecting a number of ships in the area. Starfleet, Klingon Defense Force, Romulan Republic, even Ferengi and Cardassian. Most species from the Alpha and Beta quadrants appear to be represented.
I wonder which is worse, Iconians or Undine?
Captain Simmons to Voyager. The Borg are here. We're taking heavy fire and need immediate assistance.
It's not gonna matter. No matter what, you can't change it. You know, I think that's one of the few times I've ever seen an Avenger show up as an NPC. Shame. We could use more of those as NPCs. Variety and all that.
I never should have come on this mission. I'm a scientist, not an explorer. Take me out of this awful place right now. The Borg attacked and we had to abandon ship. We were floating here, waiting, and then Undine. They came out of nowhere, tore through us like tissue paper. We shouldn't have invaded their space. They're so strong, we're weak. Please take me out of here.
Yeah, you Undine agent. Give me a minute.
I don't know. It all happened so fast. She insisted on being the last one to leave the ship. I don't even know if she made it out alive. Now, can we leave?
No. We got work to do. We gotta investigate everything. Because that's kind of what we do. Time to test the Bortasqu in true combat. I mean, I've already put this thing through a patrol or two just to make sure it's up to par. That being said, this will be its first test in actual combat. Patrols are one thing. Facing the Borg is another.
The Borg presence is much larger than we anticipated. Nevertheless, our orders are to remove as much of it as possible. Voyager will follow your lead.
Arm weapons, raise shields,
Is that a Borg Unimatrix?
kill everything.
It's enormous!
I admit that it is an impressive structure.
You know, the only thing I'm really disappointed about when it came to the recently released Legendary bundle was, well, the simple fact that there is no Klingon Legendary. Where's the Legendary Bortasqu? The Legendary D7? All 3 Legendary D7s. A Legendary Klingon ship for TOS. Or Enterprise to go with the NX and Connie. Same can be said for, well, every other faction, except for the Dominion. I mean, they don't need as much representation. But the Klingons and Romulans, they need more boats. Hit me with your best shot! I guess they should be expected. I mean, it's only a level 2. Even if it does have the Bajoran set, even if it has a partial the entire Nausicaan and Preserver Disruptor sets. If it isn't relatively close to maxed out, it's not gonna not explode. Especially when you're suffering a fair bit of hubris and cockiness. Case in point, I thought I was practically indestructible. I was wrong. This tune doesn't even have all of the
diamond reflecting rays. We must destroy it before we can retreat.
Traits for its command thing. The command specialization. That's what I was thinking of. I mean, it's decent enough, it's just not good. You have to have a maxed out ship in order to... really tired of that. See, shooting. On the other hand, I don't really have the reputation sets that the staffing teams have. So definitely has that.
Withdrawal.
Right shield.
They haven't even put pilot specialization on this thing. Which explains why this thing turns so horridly. Vessel 2 of Unimatrix 8472. That is cute. Very funny cryptic. And that is unnecessary overkill. I mean, seriously. That's planet cracking level stuff.
We need to report to our respective commands immediately. We thought that the Undine were responding to a Borg incursion into their space, but it now appears that the Iconians, or some entity posing as them, has created false Alpha and Beta Quadrant ships and sent them into fluidic space. Clearly, the Undine attacked us because they thought we attacked them first. There is some good news. The spread of the Borg nanovirus has halted, and thanks to the Doctor's research, we should be able to prevent future planets from being assimilated in this manner. The Borg will adapt in time, but we have also stopped them from transmitting the technique for Undine assimilation to the collective. It is possible they could learn how to do so again. We will need to remain vigilant. The Borg in fluidic space were forced to retreat, and logic suggests it will be quite some time before they trouble the Undine again. The end of the Borg attacks in their home might stop the Undine advance into our space. But if the Iconians continued to trick Species 8472 with false incursions, they could decide to invade ours in retaliation. Voyager will take Dr. Cooper and the other survivors back to Earth. I suggest that we all confer with our fleet commanders to determine the next course of action. We have not seen the last of the Undine.
Don't worry, you'll be seeing the Bortasqu and the command battlecruisers in the future. It's just every other ship you've seen is going to be going bye-bye. Housecoat Gaming, signing off.